So for today's article, I was looking around and I was trying to find something that I found interesting, and I read some articles on different CEOs and kind of what they've been doing with leadership in their different companies. I read a couple articles on just kind of leadership in general, different attributes, a lot of lists out there on the internet. And what I settled on was an article about Steve Jobs. The reason I really kind of enjoyed and settled on this article about Steve Jobs is because I find him to be kind of fascinating. The guy created his own company, got kicked out of his own company. Then when he got kicked out, they kind of put in salespeople and people who could really generate a lot of revenue out of the company, and the company became pretty wealthy pretty quick. But their product lacked considerably, and they fell behind the competition. They end up bringing Steve Jobs back in 1997, and then like a rocket ship, and Apple's really never kind of looked back. We'll see, obviously, now that Steve Jobs has passed, what kind of happens with Apple moving forward. But at this point, they're one of the richest corporations on the face of the planet. What this article talked about was kind of the things that Steve Jobs thought was important. I'm going to talk about a few of those as they work with leadership. So one of them is focus. And I saw this with an article with John Legere. If you don't know who John Legere is, he is the CEO of T-Mobile. Kind of an interesting thing, T-Mobile. They were nearly bought out, then they kind of went almost under, because when AT&T didn't end up buying out T-Mobile, they didn't know what to do. They had lost millions of customers. They ended up winning a lawsuit. They got themselves a few $1 billion from AT&T, which seems like a lot of money, but when you don't have your revenue streak coming in because you've lost your customers, it's tough. And both of them said the same thing: focus. Know what you want to do and stay focused on that. Just an unrelenting focus on what you're trying to accomplish. Now, to kind of take that to the next level for us, it's really about getting everybody to focus, right? To get your whole team to have a goal, to know, not just on a macro stage, right? Hey, as a company, we want to achieve this in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years, but also on the micro stage. Okay, be really, really good at the little things. Stay focused on the little things. You know, if your job is to answer the phone and talk to a customer, be the best at talking to the phone and answering the customer. Know that the goal long term is for the company to get bigger and do well, and everything that needs to happen that way. But an unrelenting focus, which I saw in both, and I thought that was really kind of interesting. The second thing was simplify. Both of them said the same thing. If it's not something that you're good at, if it's not something your company needs to do, just get rid of it. So when you apply that to leadership, take off of the plate things that are causing your people to have what I call pain points. It's a coined term. It's used quite a bit, but customer pain points, employee pain points, business pain points, just anything that's causing your employees to have to work harder at their job. The job's already tough enough. They're already trying to get a lot done. If it's causing them to have more difficulty, get rid of it. Simplify it. Streamline the process for them as much as possible. And both of them said this as well, and this is where I'm going to kind of end it, but it's ownership. It's take ownership, take responsibility as a leader. If something goes wrong, it doesn't matter if it was a frontline guy, if it was your assistant, or if it was you. You're the leader. You're in charge. Take responsibility. Say, yeah, I see how that was an opportunity for us. We're going to do a better job moving forward. I can definitely see where we could grow from this, and just kind of focus on, what you can do better. I attribute that a lot to sports. You look at Tom Brady. You look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers just lost a big game this weekend. He didn't come out and say, well, this guy didn't do his job and this guy didn't do his job. No, Aaron Rodgers is a leader. He said, I could have done a better job. My guys played great. I missed some passes. This is what I need to do.
I felt fine. I missed a couple throws early, but we just we hurt ourselves there in the first half and put our defense in didn't give a lot of confidence. Obviously not scoring, but I felt fine.
If you can create within your organization, whether it be a small group or a large company, ownership, right? Just own it. What could you have done better, right? Not what could have everyone else have done better, right? Just you. Focus on you. And if everybody focused on what they could do better, you'll find that people will reach out and say, hey, what do you think I could have done better? I feel like I could have done better in these areas. Do you think there's something else I could have done better? And I believe that that's going to make a stronger team, a stronger organization in general. So basically, I saw these three things throughout a lot of the articles that I read. I think ownership and taking responsibility is something that's been lost here at a lot of companies. Simplification, it's incredibly important. Trying to get people to do more and more, trying to offer more and more products, trying to expand. Sometimes it makes you worse at the things that you were good at. So instead of trying to make people good at their weaknesses, just make them good at their strengths. Figure out how to work with their strengths. Yes, if you can make their weaknesses stronger, that's great, but if you can make the job simple and let them do what they're good at, and remember to be focused. An unrelenting focus on the goals. Don't lose track of your goals. Stay focused. And that's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Remember to stay focused. She's in the background of my video. She's ruined it.